What if everything you believe about the world, your government, religion, and even the laws you obey is nothing more than an elaborate illusion? Imagine a system so meticulously and intelligently designed that its influence extends into every aspect of your daily life, guiding your thoughts, choices, and perceptions without you ever consciously realizing it. This system operates in the shadows, weaving a carefully constructed narrative that maintains order and obedience, ensuring that you never question its true nature. It is a mechanism so deeply ingrained in society that despite the overwhelming evidence of its existence, the vast majority remain blind to its presence, unknowingly perpetuating the very structures that limit their freedom. Jordan Maxwell, a researcher dedicated to uncovering the symbolic frameworks that shape human consciousness, spent decades revealing these hidden truths. According to his findings, two ancient and fundamental laws form the very foundation of all governing systems that exist today. These laws are not taught in schools, nor are they openly discussed in mainstream discourse, yet they silently operate behind the scenes, shaping everything from global politics and financial institutions to personal freedoms and social structures. The reason you have never heard of them is simple. An understanding of these laws would expose the carefully designed framework that keeps society controlled and compliant, dismantling the very illusion upon which modern civilization rests. But Maxwell's work goes beyond simply exposing these laws. It delves deep into the symbolic language, rituals, and esoteric structures that reinforce them. If you've ever felt that something about our world doesn't quite add up, that there is an unseen force guiding the course of history, orchestrating events, and shaping human behavior, then you are about to see the puzzle pieces fall into place. His research reveals that from the moment you were born, symbols have played a crucial role in shaping your reality. These symbols are far more than mere visual representations. They are tools of influence, subtly designed to guide your subconscious mind, steering your thoughts, emotions, and actions in ways you may never consciously recognize. By understanding how these symbols function, you can begin to break free from their hidden influence and reclaim control over your own perceptions. Take corporate logos, for instance. Many people see these as nothing more than branding elements designed to identify a company, but in reality, they are infused with ancient archetypes and psychological triggers. Consider the chevron insignia or Shell's scallop emblem. These symbols are not arbitrary. Their origins trace back to sacred geometries, celestial alignments, and religious iconography that date back thousands of years. They carry messages, often hidden in plain sight, that resonate with deep-seated psychological and spiritual themes. Through their use, corporations tap into subconscious associations that foster trust, loyalty, and even submission. This is not a coincidence. It is a deliberate strategy rooted in ancient knowledge and methodologies of control that have been refined over generations. Even in religious contexts, symbols serve a dual purpose. On the surface, they are presented as sacred, meant to elevate consciousness and promote spiritual growth. However, in many cases, they've also been co-opted to serve as mechanisms of control. By embedding specific messages and meanings into sacred texts, religious institutions have historically wielded immense power over large populations. The repetition of rituals, the use of specific symbols, and the creation of strict hierarchical structures ensure that adherents remain within a defined framework of belief. rarely questioning the deeper significance of the traditions they follow. When people fail to critically examine the deeper meanings behind religious symbolism, they unknowingly fall under its influence. However, by educating yourself on the true origins and purposes of these symbols, you can begin to break free from their unseen grip and reclaim your mental autonomy. At the very core of human civilization lies a dual legal framework, the law of the land and the law of the sea. These two systems are not merely legal constructs. They reflect humanity's ancient relationship with the fundamental elements of nature. The law of the land governs customs and traditions unique to specific geographic regions, while maritime admiralty law, the law of the sea, extends its influence across borders, regulating trade, commerce, and financial transactions on a global scale. What many fail to realize is that this latter system has been used as a means of control far beyond its original intent, infiltrating modern legal systems and reshaping the very concept of individual sovereignty. Maritime admiralty law was initially developed to regulate trade and navigation across waterways, ensuring safe and efficient commerce among nations. Over time, however, its principles expanded into realms far beyond the sea, embedding themselves into the very fabric of government systems and financial institutions. Consider this. When you enter a courtroom, you are not simply engaging with a system of justice. You are stepping into a domain governed by maritime law. Even the terminology used in legal proceedings reflects this connection. Phrases such as "going to court," which mirrors a ship going to port, reveal the hidden maritime foundation of the legal system. These connections may seem abstract at first, but upon closer examination, they reveal a deeply entrenched system of symbolic governance that extends far beyond the confines of any single institution. Judges wear black robes, a symbolic nod to Saturn, the ancient god of law, time, and control. The term bench is derived from the Latin word for bank, reinforcing the notion that courts operate under the jurisdiction of commerce rather than true justice. Recognizing these linguistic and symbolic connections is crucial to understanding the hidden mechanisms governing not just individual nations, but the entire global order. When viewed through this lens, the entire legal system takes on a different meaning, one that is deeply tied to economic control, contractual obligations, and the management of human resources on a mass scale. The financial system, too, is deeply intertwined with maritime principles. Money, much like water, is said to flow through banks, which act as literal and symbolic riverbanks guiding its movement. Terms such as liquid assets and cash flow underscore this maritime connection. Every financial transaction today mirrors the ancient practices of maritime trade. When a ship docks at a harbor, its cargo must be accounted for and documented through a certificate of manifest. Likewise, when you were born, your delivery was recorded through a birth certificate, a document that ties you to the commercial system from the moment you enter the world. This legal fiction, known as a straw man identity, is used to categorize individuals as assets within the broader financial system, allowing governments and banks to exert control over their movements and economic activities. Maxwell's teachings extend beyond uncovering hidden truths. They serve as a call to action. He believed that by educating yourself, you not only empower your own life, but also contribute to a broader awakening. Awareness creates ripples that challenge the status quo, and inspire others to question the systems they inhabit. This collective awakening is the only way to dismantle the structures of manipulation and control. His message is clear. Every individual who takes the time to learn and understand becomes a force of change. The journey to breaking free is not easy. It requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs. But the rewards are profound. With awareness comes clarity, and with clarity comes the ability to navigate life on your own terms. The final question Maxwell posed to those who listened was simple yet powerful. Are you ready to take that step and reclaim your power, or will you remain a spectator in a game you were born to play?